What do you think, as a former minister in this area, but also a former investor in this area, that people like you and your fellow ministers can bring to the party to capture innovators and help them become vibrant businesses that can monetize their genius and monetize their efforts and help the entire United Kingdom economy?
Yeah, thank you, Alastair. Thank you for highlighting this on your show. It's a really important topic for the UK. As you say, I was 15-year career in clean tech, agri-tech and biotech venture capital before coming to Parliament 12 years ago. And I've been campaigning constantly with all the prime ministers as they've come and gone, that the only way we will get this country out of the boom and bust of short-term economic cycles is to invest more and commercialise better our deep science, research, technology and innovation. And 10 years ago, I led our first life science industrial strategy, and we invested in genomics. We launched the world's first genomics project, integrating NHS genomes with patient data, 100,000 NHS volunteers. It attracted billions and led to us leading the world in genomic sequencing, which is why we were able to develop the vaccine. But the truth is, we can do this in a whole raft of other areas, in fusion energy, in quantum technology, in AI, in agri-tech, in robotics. And so what we've done, I was Minister of State for Science, Technology and Innovation in the former Department for Business, BEIS. And what the Prime Minister has decided, and I'm absolutely delighted, I think he's done the right thing, is that if we're really going to deliver this vision, you need a dedicated, focused department. So this week, he's created, for the first time in the UK, a dedicated department for science, technology and innovation. And I think to your question, how? What are we going to do differently? I think firstly, in order to really take some big bets and back some of our big science and technology, whether it's space or whether it's fusion power, you need at the heart of government a body capable of taking the big decisions. That's why we've set up the National Science and Technology Council, sits alongside the National Security Council. Secondly, you need a department that is really focused. And BEIS was a huge department. The E stood for energy, so it was doing all the energy, all the net zero. And as Minister of State for Science and Technology, it was about 3/4 of the budget of BEIS, 2/3, 10 times bigger than the Department of Culture, Media and Sport. But it was a sidebar on that department. So we've created a dedicated department, and I'm absolutely convinced that we've got a chance here to really drive the leadership through the centre of government to make sure that we're not just winning the academic prizes, which is what we've done for years, but we're actually commercialising better. So in fusion, for example...
So brilliant young men and women who come up with a great idea in the next generation of technology, telecoms, artificial intelligence, any of those, they get in touch with you and Michelle and try to persuade you that they are potentially flavour of the month. And I hope I'm not misinterpreting what you just said, George, but you stand ready to back them if needs be.
Yeah, we've just to be clear, we've committed in this 3-year comprehensive spending review, the budget for the government for this next 3 years, a very tight budget, necessarily because we're trying to control inflation. We've put a 30% increase in our public R&D. We're going from 15 billion a year to 20 billion a year. And we've put a 50% increase into Innovate UK, which is the agency that supports emerging science and technology businesses. And we're doing 3 other really important things. On regulation, this is a Brexit dividend. We have an opportunity to set the regulatory framework now for new medicines, for AI in healthcare, for autonomous vehicles, for agri-tech, for drones. So the UK becomes a world leader, a test bed in these technologies, where investors from around the world come here to get the certification stamp of approval. Secondly, we're opening up procurement so that government can actually lean in and buy some of this technology, not least to help improve public services. And thirdly, we are changing the rules in the city so that our pension funds, London, one of the world's top 3 investment hubs, investing very little in UK science and technology. Why? Because after the Maxwell pension scandal and after the crash, there's a whole raft of very, very low-risk rules that mean that we're investing about a tenth of what the United States is investing in science and tech. Now, those three changes together will create, I think, unlock a new era, and you'll see science and technology companies floating here in London, growing here in the UK. So we're not just discovering, we're also commercialising and doing the D in R&D.